Good morning, and welcome to TARDIS Spider. I'm Terry, and today, 9 Who Came Back. In the classic series of Doctor Who, I have found 9 times where an actor came back to portray the same character. Now, this has happened many times in the new series, but it was much more rare in classic Doctor Who. And one of these actors also made a cameo appearance in new Doctor Who. So one of these actors portrayed their character in classic and new Who. So let's look at 9 who came back. In 1983, Paul Jericho will be the Castellan in the 2 stories, The Ark of Infinity and The 5 Doctors. Now, we don't use the word Castellan here, so I went to Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary. The Castellan is the governor or warden of a fort or castle. In both visits to Gallifrey during the Peter Davison era, Paul Jericho will play the Castellan. Jericho's performance will not outshine or overshadow the villain in either story. Now, the Castellan is a pain in the backside, but he is not the villain. Paul Jericho can also be seen in Force 10 from Navarone, Emerald Dale, and Space 1999. Tony Selby as Sabalon Glitz. He will appear 3 times in The Trial of a Time Lord, the story The Mysterious Planet, and the conclusion The Ultimate Foe. He will return in Dragonfire with Sylvester McCoy. Sabalon Glitz is an intergalactic con man, though the Doctor Who fans might best remember him as the best guest actor in Season 24, as voted by the readers of Doctor Who magazine. Now, I have seen him in Lovejoy, Good Neighbors, New Tricks, Midsummer Murders, and The Sweeney. Glitz is a scoundrel as a character, but I don't think Mel sees that in him, or she would not have stayed with him. So, Tony Selby is Sabalon Glitz. Maurice Colburn will be Commander Lytton. In 1984, Resurrection of the Daleks. In 1985, Attack of the Cybermen. In Resurrection, Lytton is an ally of the Daleks, and we believe him to be an ally of the Cybermen in Attack of the Cybermen, only for the Doctor to admit he was never more wrong in judging someone as Lytton was working with the Kryons to get their homeworld back. We lost Mr. Colburn way too soon to a heart attack at the age of 49. This list would not be complete without 3-time performer Terry Malloy. In 1984, 1985, and 1988, Terry Malloy will be Davros in The Resurrection of, The Revelation of, and The Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, I don't have to tell you who Davros is, so a little about Terry. Terry has over 50 acting credits to his name, most notably Davros and Oliver Twist. Now, with a history in working in radio, working in a mask was not as overwhelming as it could be for others. Some might consider Malloy's Davros as a highlight of 1980s Doctor Who. The first actor to return in character is Peter Butterworth. He will be the meddling monk. His stories are The Time Meddler and The Dalek Master Plan. Outsmarted and stranded in 1066 by the First Doctor, he will return in The Dalek's Master Plan. Now, Peter Butterworth, though, is best known as a comedic actor for his many appearances in the Carry On films. Kate O'Mara is the Rani. In 1985, The Mark of the Rani, and in 1987, Time and the Rani. The Rani encounters both the 6th and the 7th Doctors. The Rani is an evil Time Lord scientist who would experiment on what she thought were lesser species. In The Mark of the Rani, with the help or the hindrance of the Master, it's your choice, she was defeated by Colin Baker's Doctor. And she was on hand for the regeneration episode of Sylvester McCoy. Kate O'Mara's long career includes TV's Dynasty, Absolutely Fabulous, and The Two Ronnies. In the 1986 story, Vengeance on Varas, and the 1987 The Trial of a Time Lord, the story Mind Warp, Nabil Shabin will be Syl. Now, Syl is as unforgettable as a character can be in Doctor Who. He enjoyed watching experiments on prisoners, negotiating one-sided trade deals, or backside kissing of superiors, or eating marshmallows, or being totally disgusted by the looks of the Doctor's companion Perry. Nabil Shabin has also appeared in Morticia and The Children of Men. He is also credited as a writer, a director, a producer, and is the founder of a theater group for performers with disabilities. In the era of the Second Doctor, there are two stories where the Yeti are the monster of the week. That would be The Abominable Snowmen in 1967 and The Web of Fear in 1968. In both stories, Jack Watling will play Professor Travers. Now, Jack Watling has over 125 acting credits to his name, including appearing in the 1950s movie A Night to Remember. It is the story about the Titanic sinking. He also appears in Pathfinders. Yet to most Doctor Who fans, he is best known as the father of Deborah Watling, who will play Victoria, a companion of the Second Doctor. And we will close with the most popular hermaphroditic hexapod, I hope I said that right, in the history of Doctor Who, Alpha Centauri, played by Stuart Fell and voiced by Yasmin Churchman. I also hope I said her name correctly. Alpha Centauri is a hermaphroditic hexapod, is tall, green, and has one blue eye, 6 arms, and a high-pitched voice. It wears a long yellow cape and walks in a nervous gait, is prone to cowardice and hysterics, and it has a very low opinion of Earth, calling it a remote and unattractive planet, yet regrets that its appearance frightens humans. Alpha Centauri first arrives in the Paladin story, The Curse of Paladin, 1972. 50 years later, Alpha Centauri is still on the planet Paladin in the 1974 story, The Monster of Paladin. Alpha Centauri will make a surprise cameo in the 2017 story, The Empress of Mars, still voiced by Miss Churchman. Alpha Centauri is my favorite repeat alien actor on this list. For a recommendation this week, 2 movies that I watched on Netflix: The Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks and Paul Newman, and A Night to Remember in London, another gangster movie. I love gangster movies, so go to Netflix and watch these 2 movies. Enjoy, stay safe, enjoy Doctor Who, enjoy your journey through time and space, practice social distancing, and above all, stay safe